Today we're exploring disturbing memes. Hurricane tip. Freeze your water bottles to keep your refrigerator colder for longer when the power goes out and drink them as they defrost. And also, keep your frozen hands in there so you have something to eat whenever you can't get to the grocery store. Hands are my personal favorite, but you can also do legs or feet if you really want to.
I love me some good old porky fingers. You can't find good prices on that stuff now, though. It's like $12 a finger. Forgotten promise. I promised my wife that I'd never move on before she died. Now, 15 years later, with another wife and 2 kids, I regret making that promise. But you know what they say, the dead don't forget. How long can you wait? After hearing a break-in and multiple steps around the house, you decide to hide in your bedroom, while hoping the stranger didn't hear or see you. It suddenly became unbearably silent. So does that mean they're waiting you out? They're trying to fake you out, make you come out of your hidey place, and then once they hear the squeak, they're going to rush at you through the door? It's a waiting game. It's a patience game. Who can outwait who? Hopefully the water will spare you. You finally realized a way to solve your life's problems. You've already jumped off the bridge. I like to go by the motto, bust a nut before you make any life-altering decisions. Make sure you just come and then have that post-nut clarity, and then if you still want to jump off the bridge, go for it. Looped. I wake up, go to work, head to bed. I wake up, go to work, head to bed. The moment I broke my schedule, I froze. I was in a daze of depression. My schedule is now wake up, go to work, right, go to bed. The moment my schedule breaks, I know the rope is in the closet. What the hell? This is like the most dystopian rat race meme I've ever read. Jesus Christ. That's bleak. That's bleak. Obey. Never trust your own eyes. Believe what you're told. Me, a forced laborer making coffins for the government. When I see my exact last name and height on the next manufacturing order, I question too much. Sad Bob. Bob. 1-68. And it's like all those stories about you hear about the cartel making people dig their own graves and stuff. It's crazy stuff. I wouldn't doubt that the government does that, though. The government be doing shady stuff. The image might be too high quality for this to be funny. When bro hasn't texted you in weeks, so you go and check up on him, but you can't see through the fly-covered windows. Yikes. That means he's dead. That is always terrifying. Like, you hear those random stories about how someone, like, they haven't heard from an elderly person in, like, weeks or months or whatever, and they go and check, and they're just, like, dead in the chair. The sad truth of reality is that sometimes people just die, and they don't have anyone to check on them, which is kind of depressing. War speedrun. I'm Robert. I was born in 2004. I love my wife, and she loves me. I work as a carpenter. I really like it. Unfortunately, in August 21st, 2031, the upper part of my torso was torn off when I tried to destroy an enemy tank during the Great Third World War in eastern Poland. I was reduced to a mere pair of severed legs. Is this an image from the future here? A blurred image of this man, what is his name? Robert's torso, or Robert's legs? Mark that on your calendars. It's like, what is this year? It's like 6 years away almost to the date. Oh, damn it. Oblivion awaits. Here we go. Hold on. I've been putting sorrow on the farthest place on my shelf. When you've just given birth to a baby via surrogacy and you decide to flee the hospital with the baby instead of give her up to the parents. I feel like that's definitely happened. I never even considered that, though. Someone like a surrogate getting attached to the baby and trying to just flee with it and raise it as their own. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that has happened. That sounds like a very real thing. And Oblivion Awaits is the master of making sad, realistic memes. My first distressing meme. Uh-oh, we're going to be super harsh and critical on this one. Me, when my schizophrenia walks in and I tell it to kill itself. I'm going to have to mute that audio because Disney or whatever Pixar is going to strike me to hell. The Lorax. They're probably going to try to kill me just for showing this clip of the movie. Or the Lorax himself is going to show up and try to, like, I don't know, shave my body clean to add it to his mustache hairs before he kills me. Stuck. OC. Always thinking. Never doing. You wonder why things never change. Yeah, it's like the Shia LaBeouf thing. Just do it! Just do it! Do what, you say? Anything. You have free will. Don't let that go to waste. Show everyone that you're not bound by moral restrictions. Original creepypasta is called Abandoned by Disney. Exploring an abandoned Disney theme park. Finding Abandoned by Disney written on one of the doors. Finding Abandoned by God written on one of the doors. I've not read that creepypasta. I don't even think I've heard of that creepypasta. I can only imagine it's like Walt Disney is actually his severed heads in a jar or whatever, and he was brought back to life, and he's like fucking Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. They're having an orgy threesome at the same time or something, and they walk in on that. I don't know. That's my best guess. Decoration ideas. Academics first. Parents, when they see the new chandelier in their child's room. I don't get it. That's a JoJo's Bizarre meme, but I'm assuming that has something to do with parents killing their child over a chandelier. Your pain became too much to handle. The last thing you see before you give up. See, that jump right there, I don't even know if that would kill you. Like, sure, if it's not that deep of water, but I've seen people do crazier jumps. Maybe you'll drown, but that's just gonna be agonizing. And the golden chainsaw goes to, oh, is this a dead meat meme? My face when I'm walking home at night and I start hearing this. And the golden chainsaw goes to this man as he's walking down the street and a stranger jumps out of his car. Unbeknownst to the man walking down the street with his headphones on, he's about to be decapitated with a plastic spoon. Selfish pricks. God is oblivion. When you realize you're not going to evacuate a burning plane because some people don't want to leave their luggage behind. Yeah, man, shellfish pricks. In that situation, I'm hitting them in the nuts or something. I'm kicking their knees out. I'm pushing them down to the ground, Goomba stomping on them, and I'm hopping from head to head to head out that plane. We planted the evidence. Me and my homie watching someone get publicly executed for something we did? Hold up, where are you and your homie living? You guys living back in like 1600s Salem? Like what prehistoric civilization are you guys living in where they still do public executions for someone doing a bad crime or a bad deed? The water smells putrid. You decide to go fishing with your friend at the nearby river. You and your friend found the body of a person who was reported missing last week. Why are you holding him, dude? You're holding him like you just caught a fish. I caught this dead body right here. He probably ain't been dead but 2 days. This is a good find right here. Oh, I know what we're having for dinner tonight. When you decide to live isolated in the forest to avoid control and manipulation, but realize that they're already watching everything. That dadgum government, they watch everything. They know what you're doing. They know how many times you wipe your ass. They know how much rolls of toilet paper you order every year. They know what kind of porn you like. The clock is ticking. 14th June 2098. 72 years, 10 months, and 15 days. Dude, if I got that much time left, I'm not even sweating this. Because that means I'm gonna be like, what, 94? 95? Jesus Christ, I'm gonna be miserable at that point. Maybe that's the true horror. I'm gonna be super fucking old and miserable. Felix Krankenstyle? Kranken. That's an unfortunate last name. Felix, what you cranking? Me looking last time. Okay. At newborn's body, laying in a hole I dug for it after pressing too hard on its head when babysitting it without any experience. Okay, so that's definitely sounds like a true crime case that people are fucking wetting their panties over. I hate how like fetishized true crime stuff is now, to where like these killers get praised in publicity for the shit they did. Must be flooding heavily. You were still in the tunnels when it started flooding. The water pressure's too great to get the door open. Yeah, that's why I don't go into any tunnels. You're never gonna catch me in a confined space, ever. Or you'll probably never catch me underground. And if I am underground, it's against my own will, and I'm probably being held captive by someone. Now it's scary creature time! The time of the video where we go to Pinterest and try to find some scary creatures. Starting off with what looks like a surprising amount of real, actual human women. Locust getting dressed up to go to the club tonight. The boiled one's feeling munchy. He's snacking on them Doritos. He looks, now that I see the direct comparison, that he looks like a Dorito. What the I don't like that. I really don't like that face. That looks like a filter, but I don't like that face. If someone looked like that in real life and they were in the darkness of my room, first and foremost, I would shit my pants. But then secondly, I would do everything in my power to obliterate them. What in the world? That looks like a human joint. It looks like this dude was rolled up and intended to be smoked like a joint. We're in like really disturbing territory right here. Look at all this shit. This is creepy. This looks like some Goosebumps cover, honestly. Like something like some situation that would happen in Goosebumps. Like a floating head. What in the world? What is this? The Walton Files? This is from the Walton Files? That is creepy. I really need to educate myself better on these analog horrors. I'm behind. I haven't watched all the good ones. Parasite. I feel like that's the voice it would have. I am trapped in this jar. Won't you free me? Love is in the air? Wrong. The spores are incubating at a rapid pace. I bet if you eat the mushroom, man, you'll probably get high as hell. You'll probably get sent to the mushroom realm if you ate a mushroom that big. Oh, I like this. This is creepy. I love like tendril, human blood vessel-esque creatures. A disease has been detected on your device and is making its way into your bloodstream. That's really good. That's really, really good. Oh my god, I love, yeah, yep. Yup, that's it right there. That is a good creature. That is a good creature. Dr. Nowhere is just really the goat of making disturbing creatures, I tell you. And no one really does it like him. I need to watch like the boiled one phenomenon and stuff. I really need to. What you doing if you go to the gas station at 3 a.m. and you see this thing peeking over the top at you? What you doing? Option A, pissing on the floor and then trying to run away and slip in it. Option B, jumping over the aisle, grabbing that thing by its scrawny little neck and snapping it because it's definitely just a broom. Or option 3, pulling out your unregistered firearm and unloading shots just randomly into the gas station. Who knows what you're gonna hit? Let me know what you're doing. It's a shrimp! Aw. Wait, does that mean she had sex with a shrimp or did she eat too much shrimp? Regardless, it's a shrimp baby. Shrimp, Jesus. Shrimp, Jesus. Loving me is great. You get a committed partner and a feral animal all in one. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, buddy. I know you got some difficulties going on, it looks like, but if anyone's interested in being a committed partner to you, that's on them. They know what they're getting themselves into just by looking at you. Good God, that's another great one right there. Grown adult men will go on YouTube and piss and shit themselves to something like this. Oh no, I did shit in the litter box. Oh fuck, it's everywhere. I feel like this is a direct guided missile attack at specifically me, and I'm not gonna deny it. The allegations, they may or may not be true. What the hell is this? This is like the original poster here. Guys, this dog showed up over an hour ago and it hasn't moved or looked away. My dogs would normally bark at anything that moves, but they're hiding in the room and crying if I try to bring them out. I called animal control and they hung up once I described the dog. What's going on? That's Smile Dog V2, my man. And just in case you didn't know, guys, it tells you what the image is supposed to be. It's scary, ... Just in case any blind people out there didn't know what was going on, they could read that and know what they could understand. This is how dudes be acting at the mall when they see a BBL. That's how they turn around. I've seen so many people do that in like Walmart and stuff in the mall. They make it really blatantly obvious that they're staring at someone's ass.
I love skin. Skin is great. I love foreskin, specifically the skin from your willy. I want your foreskin.
All right, let's go back to disturbing memes, shall we? More. You're pissing in the dark and the toilet says, more. Hey, what the toilet wants, the toilet gets. I'm saying Krakatoa and I'm pushing it out full force. I don't want to disappoint the toilet, you know? It is often stored underwater to protect it from oxygen. The police officer after I throw a burning chunk of white phosphorus at his face. I mean, I think that's a valid reaction to like act that way towards a police officer for no reason, right? I would think so, right? Let me know who you guys would prank with an epic chunk of white phosphorus into their face. Me, after leaving my parents to rot in a retirement home. They've raised me like a livestock. I will never feel remorse. Well, there's that saying that every kid deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a kid, and that's just as true. Trained, worked, fought, and died for someone else's idea. Someone who never even knew you existed. Yeah, man, that's just how the world works. For whatever reason, people are willing to literally go to war and die for people who don't give a shit about them. Like, there's so many veterans that come back from war and then they have no money and they end up being homeless. Me, after watching my life slip away, I've been falsely accused of rape and nobody wants to listen. Yeah, I mean, the stuff like that happens all the time. Like, I've seen so many stories because I'm a bit of an NFL fan. So many like players have been accused falsely of rape or whatever before they go to the draft. And then it ends up ruining their career. Like, they don't even get to have a career even though the allegations turn out to be false. Like, there's just people that take advantage of the publicity or whatever and want to put false allegations against people, and it just lessens and diminishes people who actually are victims. Someone has chosen a dangerous path. You stumble upon a pile of clothes in the morning. There's a set of faded footsteps in the snow going in circles. This part of the forest is far away from any city. I don't know what that means. One day you might wake up and realize you can't move. Your family realizes you won't get up and they take you to the hospital and the doctors wonders what happened. You're awake the whole time while you watch everyone worry and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, situations like that, literally being trapped in your own body is frightening. That and like waking up from anesthesia during a surgery, basically just any way that your body's paralyzed but your mind's awake is a terrifying thing a terrifying situation to be in. The train ride. POV, you stare out the window as the same field repeats again and again. Like a broken film reel, the other passengers have no faces, only smooth skin where their eyes should be. No one speaks. The conductor's voice crackles over the intercom. This is your final destination. Also, that's not a correct use of POV because we're not looking out the window, but whatever. No one uses POV correctly anymore. But yeah, I like fun little thoughts like this. It's kind of, it always reminds me of which Nightmare Before Elm Street is that? The one where Freddy Krueger like drives the school bus in one of the dreams, and, like takes the girl really far away or whatever. Stuff like that, those kind of situations work really good as horror to me. The look bro gives you when he catches you skinning his newborn baby alive in the middle of the night while hunched over its crib eating it like a lobster. Hey man, I mean, sometimes when you stay over at your friend's house, there's just like, there's no leftovers, there's no food, and those midnight munchies hit, and the newborn has to be ate. Alright, well that's enough exploring disturbing memes. What is this, number 10? Special episode number 10! Even though there's nothing special about it, and I'll catch you in the next one.